Example 1. Factorize x squared plus 8x plus 15. So here I have a quadratic trinomial. So quadratic because the highest power is 2, and trinomial because I have 3 terms. So I have an x squared, an x, and a constant. So I'm going to use the arrow method. So I bring down the x squared, I bring down the plus 15, and the 8x breaks down into 2 parts. This plus tells me that these signs will be the same, and this plus tells me that they're both plus. So I'm going to have plus something x plus something x. I get the factors of 15, and I'm going to choose one of the factor pairs that they give me 8x. So I'm going to go with 3 and 5. So 3x plus 5x is 8x. I factorize the first 2 terms. So x is my highest common factor. X squared divided by x is x. 3x divided by x is 3. I then factorize the next 2 terms. So 5 is my highest common factor. 5x divided by 5 is x. 15 divided by 5 is 3. My brackets match. So that's the first part of my answer, x plus 3. And then x plus 5 is the second part of my answer. So here's my answer. I was asked to factorize, so I have to have brackets in my answer. So x plus 3 times x plus 5 is my answer. Now I'm going to check my answer by multiplying out the brackets. And when I multiply out the brackets, I get to x squared plus 8x plus 15, which is what I started with. So I know I'm right. So now I'm going to factorize using the box method, or also known as the array method. So I've got 4 boxes, and I'm going to put the first term into the first box, x squared. And I'm going to put the last term into the fourth box, which is 15. I still get the factors of 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. And then I think, okay, what multiplied by what will give me x squared? X times x will give me x squared. So I know that x goes in the front of my 2 brackets. This plus, again, tells me the signs are the same. And this plus tells me they're both plus. So I'm going to have a plus in the middle of both of my brackets. I'm going to go with 3 and 5, the factor pair, because 3x plus 5x gives me 8x. So I fill 5x and 3x into the other 2 boxes. Doesn't matter which way I arrange them. So the 3x can go here and the 5x can go there if you want. So then I think to myself, well, what multiplied by x gives me 5x? And then what multiplied by x gives me 3x? So it's going to be 5 and 3. So 5 times x is 5x. Or you could say 5x divided by x is 5. And then 3 times x is 3x, or you could say 3x divided by x is 3. And then you can just check if you're right by saying 5 multiplied by 3 gives me 15, and that is correct. So now I can fill in the back of my brackets. So the 3 goes in the back of one of my brackets, and the 5 goes in the back of the other one of my brackets. And then I multiply out the brackets and see if I get back to the start, which I do, so I know I'm correct. Example 2. Find the factors of x squared minus 11x plus 28. So this is another way to say factorize. So I write out my expression. I have a quadratic trinomial, so quadratic because the highest power is 2, trinomial because there's 3 terms. So I'm going to factorize using the arrow method. So I bring down the x squared, bring down the plus 28, and the minus 11x will break down into 2 parts. This plus tells me that these 2 signs will be the same, and this minus tells me they're both going to be minus. So minus something x minus something x. So I get the factors of 28, and I'm going to choose 4 and 7, because minus 4x minus 7x gives me minus 11x. I factorize the first 2 terms. So x squared divided by x is x, and minus 4x divided by x is minus 4. I factorize the right 2 terms, and minus 7 is my highest common factor. minus 7x divided by minus 7 is x, and 28 divided by minus 7 is minus 4. My brackets match, so I've got the first part of my answer. So x minus 4 is the first part of my answer, and then x minus 7 in brackets is the second part. So I was asked to find the factors of x squared minus 11x plus 28, and the factors are x minus 4 multiplied by x minus 7. I'm going to check my answer by multiplying back out the brackets, and I get back to the start so I know I'm right. Now using the box or the array method. So I'm going to put x squared in the first box and 28 in the last box. I get the factors of 28, and I choose one of the factor pairs so that it ends up giving me minus 11x. So before I choose my factor pairs, I'm going to have to figure out what signs I'm going to have in my boxes. So I can start to build up my brackets. So I'm going to have two sets of brackets and an x in the front of both, because x times x gives me x squared. This plus tells me the signs are the same, and this tells me they're both minus, so I've got a minus in the middle of both brackets. So I know I'm going to have minuses in these two boxes. So I need to choose one of the factor pairs with both numbers being minus that I end up getting minus 11x. So I'm going to go with 4 and 7. So minus 4x minus 7x, or vice versa. It doesn't matter what way you arrange them. So minus 4x minus 7x gives me minus 11x. So then I have to think, well, what multiplied by x will give me minus 7x? So what's going to go here? Or you could say minus 7x divided by x is what? And likewise, what multiplied by x will give me minus 4x, and that will go here. Or you could say minus 4x divided by x will give me whatever goes there. So I'm going to go with minus 7 and minus 4. So remember, the signs had to be the same, and they both had to be minus, which they are. So minus 7x divided by x is minus 7, and minus 4x divided by x is minus 4. So minus 4 in one of the brackets and minus 7 in the other. It doesn't matter which way you arrange them because the signs are the same. So here's my answer with the brackets. I'm going to check by multiplying out the brackets. And when I multiply out the brackets, I get back to the start, so I know I'm right. So we are now going to have a look at factorizing quadratic trinomials where the coefficient of x squared is greater than 1. Learning intention. To learn how to factorize quadratic expressions where the coefficient of x squared is greater than 1, success criteria. I can multiply the coefficient of x squared and the constant term to help find factor pairs. I can find two numbers that multiply to give a times c and add to give b. I can rewrite the middle term and factorize by grouping. I can check my answer by expanding to get the original expression. Example 1. Factorize 3x squared plus 10x plus 8. So notice now that we have a 3 in front of the x squared, whereas all the examples up as far as now have just had an x squared, or essentially they've been a 1x squared. So the only difference is we are going to multiply the 3 by the constant, which is 8, and get the factors of that number instead of getting the factors of 8. So everything else is done in the same way. So I bring down my 4 arrows, I bring down the 3x squared and the plus 8. This plus tells me the signs are the same, and this plus tells me they're both going to be plus. So these two terms will be positive. So I've got plus something x plus something x. I get the factors of 3 times 8, which is 24. And I choose one of those factor pairs. So I don't get the factors of 8, I get the factors of 24. And I'm going to choose one of the factor pairs so that they give me 10. So I'm going to go with 4 and 6. Plus 4x plus 6x is plus 10x. So I'll factorize the first two terms. So x is my highest common factor, and 3x squared divided by x is 3x, and 4x divided by x is 4. I then factorize the right two terms, and 2 is my highest common factor. 6x divided by 2 is 3x, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So my brackets match. So 3x plus 4 is the first part of my answer. And then x plus 2 is the second part of my answer. So this is my answer, 3x plus 4 times x plus 2. So I check by multiplying out the brackets, get back to the start, so I know I'm right. So now I'll do the same question, but using the box or the array method. So I put the 3x squared in the first box and the 8 in the last box. So 3x times x will give me 3x squared. So I've got 3x in the front of one bracket and x in the front of the other bracket. This plus tells me the signs are the same. This plus tells me they're both plus. 3 times 8 is 24, so I still get the factors of 24. And I'm going to choose 4 and 6 because 4x plus 6x give me 10x. So I put 4x and 6x into the boxes. Doesn't matter which way. And then I say, well, 6x divided by 3x is 2. So 2 is going to go in the last part of the bracket because I've got x plus 2 up here. So x plus 2 will be in the second bracket. And then this is going to be 4 because 4x divided by x is 4. So 3x plus 4 is going to be in the other bracket. So I have 3x plus 4 times x plus 2.